Joining us to discuss this is Senior Analyst at the Australian Strategic Policy Institute, Malcolm Davis. Dr. Davis, welcome to the show. Tell us about why this announcement is so significant for our nation.
Well, look, this is part of impactful projection, which the Defence Strategic Review that was released earlier this year made such an emphasis on. These missiles, the Tomahawklander attack missiles, have a 1,500-kilometre range. They'll be launched from our Hobart-class air warfare destroyers, and they really do enhance our ability to essentially hold at risk an adversary trying to project power against Australia. That adversary obviously has to be China in terms of the risks of a conflict over Taiwan or the South China Sea. So what this is all about really is deterrence by denial. It's about increasing the potential risk and cost for China to use force in the Indo-Pacific region so that in the end they choose not to use force.
Well, that seems pretty sensible, doesn't it? You want to be able to speak softly but carry a big stick. Where precisely does the acquisition of these missiles fit in the Orcus security plan?
Well, Orcus obviously is a technology sharing agreement. Part of that technology sharing focused on aspects of long-range strike. These are long-range strike systems designed to be able to attack targets on land and also at sea. So they give us a new type of capability that we've never really had before, which is the ability to reach out and strike and generate effects with decisive force and precision. And we've never really had that. So this is an important step forward towards that sort of long-range strike capability. Orcus is part of that. So when we talk about autonomous systems, we talk about command and control, artificial intelligence, and space capabilities. All of these will play a role in supporting these types of long-range strike systems, amongst others that we will be acquiring to enhance deterrence by denial.
Is there a pathway for Australia to be able to manufacture missiles like these rather than needing to acquire them from others?
Look, I don't think that we're probably in line to manufacture the Tomahawklander land attack missile, TLAM, in Australia anytime soon. The Guided Weapons and Explosive Ordnance enterprise is still trying to get underway. It won't be until the end of 2025 before that starts producing weapons for the United States. It's sometime after that before it starts producing weapons for the ADF. That's moving very slowly, and that has to be a concern because it has to move faster. It has to start producing weapons much sooner. But TLAMs, the weapons we're talking about now, is something that we still will be relying on the United States for some time to come.
What do you make of the Chinese military's drills that have been held around Taiwan over the weekend? Does this represent an escalation of the tensions between Taiwan and Beijing?
Look, I think what you're seeing with these drills is China ratcheting up coercive pressure on Taipei. Remember that Taiwan is going into an election next year. The Chinese want to coerce Taiwan into a path whereby they accept China's terms for unification. The vast majority of the Taiwanese do not want unification with China under Chinese Communist Party rule. They want the status quo. And so that's unacceptable to Beijing. It's unacceptable to Xi Jinping. So what you're seeing is the Chinese using military force in a coercive manner like these exercises that surround Taiwan to try and put pressure on Taiwan to back down and accept Chinese terms. I don't think it'll work. I think the Taiwanese, will stand firm. And then the risk is, of course, that the Chinese will use force against Taiwan directly, maybe as early as the second half of this decade, but potentially into the early years of the next decade. But that is the threat that we must be thinking about. That is the threat we must plan for.